Welcome back, YouTube. Today we're going to be continuing our adventures of watching If the Emperor Had Text-to-Speech with episode 16, The Universal History with Professor Emperor. This feels like it's going to be one of those edutainment episodes, kind of like Dora the Explorer. Is this going to be like a summarization of the lore with the Emperor, and he's going to be like, "Oh, sit around, kiddies. We're gonna teach you some Warhammer 40k lore with the good old Emperor of Mankind." Well, whatever it's going to be, I'm excited. Now, leave any recommendations that you have down in the comments below. Consider liking and subscribing, and maybe even joining the Discord or coming by the stream. But without further ado, let's get into it. Wait, I wanted to see him scuttle across again. Look at him scuttle! Look at him scuttle! Look at him scuttle! Oh, that's cute.
Interested?
Not really. I'm just making sure you're not trying to invite your army of demonic tentacle monsters over for a party or something.
Can we please have a little bit of trust at this point?
Yeah, he seems good.
Of all the places in this expansive galaxy, this isn't the most comfortable location for me to be in. Besides, I'm not Fulgrim.
So you're telling me that succulent food, a luxurious atmosphere, and an actual bed are less comfortable than the realm that is literally a collective seizure?
If you had more mental capacity than a box of Grox manure, maybe you too would appreciate its own unique majesty.
What's a
I'm
Grox?
insane enough to want to. Nevertheless, you just being here is a sign of trust in my lord, is it not?
Perhaps. Crazy. Damn skeleton.
What is he doing? Is that a Crayola crayon?
Why are you still here?
Well, okay, tell me. What are you actually doing? Don't mistake my question for curiosity, I'm mostly just concerned.
Research, observation, experimentation, calming my nerves, listening to the whispers of the warp, passing the time of day, and so on. Albeit it's pretty damn hard to get a good focus in this place, with father around. Finding any warp traffic to spy on, which isn't tinted gold and full of pent-up frustration, is like trying to remove a demonic incursion from your rectum.
No, I left my heresy detector in my chambers, but I can hear it going on from here.
Ow! Ow! Stop that!
Stop what?
Stop dazzling me with your ignorance! Your shiny, half-baked head is burning through my retina like an acid made of stupid— Ah! Seriously, though, have you still not got that this heresy expression you speak of is just your Imperium's excuse to put a giant bolt into the head of anyone who goes against you?
Dude, you can't say that out loud. You can't say that out loud. Dude, oh, he said the quiet part out loud, guys. You can't say that. Also, is that a real thing? Where you can literally be harmed by someone's ignorance in the warp or something? What? Also, that's a lot of books.
The Imperium is like a child in a "my dad is better than your dad" argument that received the right to kill anyone that attempts to argue back, you witless dildodes.
Well, if you didn't make everything so, I don't know, diabolical, creepy, and straight up evil, maybe you wouldn't be such easy targets for both propaganda and a bolt shell to the forehead. I mean, you're not doing yourselves any favors by wearing the skin of your enemies, for example.
For your
That's true.
I have never worn the skin of my enemies. Do I look like a Necron Flayer to you?
To be fair, the Necrons and your Thousand Sons do have pretty similar motives nowadays.
Yes, we've already sent the cease and desist order. They're just being ferocious plasteel dicks about it.
He's got a Tesseract. Gaze upon it. Wait, I missed the joke. Wait, I cannot see a thing? What do you, wait, is he blind? Wait, what does that mean? They can't read? Are they illiterate? Also, wait, he also mentioned that some of them wear the skin of their enemies. Do Necrons put on human skin suits? Is that just for fun or is for espionage? Check the models used. He's wearing a helmet. Oh, he's wearing a helmet that covers his eyes. Okay, that tracks. That tracks. Some of them, but we don't like to talk about them. Oh, it's a touchy subject? Okay, chat.
Regardless, you still look like you woke up on the wrong side of the Eye of Terror.
I do see where you're coming from. All the decapitated heads and giant spikes do make it look like we're compensating for one thing or another. Like lack of decent parents. But to be fair, given your Imperium's alarming obsession with skulls, I'd say you have some issues of your own.
Why are they
Nonetheless,
obsessed
did
with
you only come here to
skulls?
watch over my
I
shoulder,
mean,
or
it
did
looks
you have some other
badass,
reason?
but...
Well, I actually wanted to ask you something.
Well, go ahead. I'd break the monotony.
I've been wondering. I've served my Emperor for somewhere around 11,000 years or so.
Wait. Can they live for that long? How? Wait. Okay, I guess I've never actually asked this. How long do different Space Marines live for? He lived for 11,000. A Custodes dudes, yes. They're functionally immortal. Is that naturally? Well, obviously they've been modified. Is it like they just naturally through their modifications live for fucking ever? Or do they need like organ transplants? Do they need maintenance? Or is it just like, nah, the way they made them is like, nah, their body functionally is immortal. Unless they, you know, get killed, obviously. I'm just, that seems impressive. Dude, I think I'd go fucking crazy being alive for 11,000 years. Old school Space Marines could live like 1,000 years, but usually die in combat. That makes sense. That makes sense. Not even the Primarchs are immune to aging. They just all age extremely, extremely slow. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I don't really keep track anymore. And even though he's our father, I don't actually know all that much about him aside from what I've seen with my own eyes.
Isn't that enough?
Of course it is. After fighting this side and hearing his dreams for humanity, no sane man could not appreciate his majesty, wisdom, and might.
Indirectly calling me insane now.
Truly, he is the one and only worthy leader of mankind. But where did he come from? Did he have
Where did he
parents,
go?
or did he just, I don't know, crawl out of a gold deposit? Not that's a bad thing, of course. I'm sure it was the most glorious deposit in the world.
Oh, hungering for some crisp, luscious knowledge, are we? How
Knowledge.
fascinating. I thought you companions were especially trained to act as completely uninteresting impersonal automatons.
Well, truth be told, I think as time has gone by, most of us have either gone a bit into the cuckoo's nest or have managed to attain some form of rationality. Actually, under one exception, everyone has completely lost their mind.
Hey, C'tan, want to go take a swim in the Promethean pools with us?
No.
Hey, be that way.
Is his name canonically in this kitten?
Right to the Eye of Terror if he commanded it. I live for him. I follow his every word, and I never defy him. And I would happily give my life for him. But, well.
Oh, it's just a nickname? Oh, I wanted his name to actually be Kitten.
Implying that you can actually be happy. Which also implies the fact that you have thoughts and feelings of your own, which subsequently implies you aren't an incredibly stale person whose personal interest can be summed in the words, standing around.
I guess that's part of the reason why I was elected to the position of Captain General. After millennia of isolation and your occasional murdering of demons trying to creep in, I'm the one and only companion who's not batshit insane.
And I suppose that's also part of the reason why you're still wearing your armor after all this time.
Yeah! Or, well, not all this time.
Oh?
I went through a
Oh.
phase. Can't say I'm particularly proud of it. Those loincloths really don't leave much to the imagination, you know.
Oh my.
I swear I could taste the loss.
Anyway.
All right, please tell me that there's going to be an episode where where Kitten is like a flashback to him in his loincloth days. Please tell me. Please, 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 please. Custodes are so extreme and extra and extreme. I've been seeing it. Have you seen the Pillarmen? Have you seen the Pillarmen?
As you were asking?
Ah, yes. The subject. Okay, I know he's been around pretty much as long as humanity has, and that he has gracefully guided us through all of that, but did he make humanity in his image, or is he simply the guardian of our species? And if he made us, what made him? And if he didn't make us, what
Oh,
made
dude,
us?
he's asking all the
The
questions.
oldest question in human history. What are our origins? Sadly, I'm of little help to you in that field. Been too busy comprehending the Materium and superhero comics.
Really? Didn't the Emperor tell you himself? And if he didn't, don't you have some old arcade book about it or something?
Actually, he never told me much about his own past or humanity's origins. Perhaps he didn't want us to know, since he's always been so exasperatingly introvert about things like teaching. That, or it's because I never really asked. may have been the latter, all things considered. And no, I don't have an old book lying about that specifically tells us where we all came from. Only my neurotic brother Lorgar would have the talent to write a fictive suicide of that caliber. Besides, even if I had a book like that, all the exciting demon tomes with screaming faces and beware signs lying about would probably just make it look severely unappealing in comparison.
Gah, I suspected as much. And I've looked through all the tomes and slates in the palace's libraries, all the data storage and archives of ancient texts and journals. I've even looked through
Yeah, but aren't those like super poorly organized?
I couldn't find anything about the time before
Like,
the Emperor
I remember watching a video about the terrible
If
jobs
you
and
are
it's like
curious,
monotony
why not
to
just
record
unfollow
everything.
yourself?
Yeah, I don't know. Multiple reasons. His mind is so splintered that remembering such ancient knowledge might make him fling his skull across the room like a bowling
What the?
ball.
Oh, what the hell? Where did he come
I'm
from?
much unsure if he'd actually want to tell me. I mean, if he never told you, why would he tell me?
Well, he does seem to like you, despite his being grumpiness incarnate. He relies on you to listen to his boundless complaints and to inform him about, to quote, stupid shit. I'd even say he trusts you. He certainly trusts you more than he trusts me or any of his other sons for that matter. Actually, are you sure you're not his wife or something?
No, of course not, but... Wait, really? You think so?
Indeed.
Oh my god, he's his stepmom. Oh no. Oh no. He's gonna be so into that, isn't he? Kitten's gonna be a fucking waifu. Oh no, Kitten's definitely someone's waifu out there, isn't he? Oh, he definitely is. At every successful battle or anything, a Custode gets awarded an extra name? Really? Well, that's kind of cute. That's kind of cute. He's the Emperor's unpaid therapist. I mean, once he was able to speak after, what, a couple thousand years of being unable to speak? Yeah, he needs a therapist.
Indeed, stepmother.
First of all, quiet you. Second of all, you might be right.
I'm really wrong.
So I might just go and ask him then.
You do that.
Actually, don't you want to come too?
Nah, I'm gonna practice for that talent show that I heard is coming up next Thursday.
Wait,
You
what?
say they're batshit insane, but your fellow companions do seem to know how to have a good time.
Unless you want soggy hair and stained armor for a week, I would highly recommend you drop that.
Why should I... Oh.
Ellipsis.
Maybe this wasn't such a good idea after all.
So let me get this straight. You mean to say that you really have no records of human history before the age of strife accessible within the Imperial Palace?
No, not really. Most of it is so heavily censored by the Ecclesiarchy and the Inquisition that more closely resembles a barcode than it does anything else.
So you have no recollection of the tales of the old ones, my own conception, the rebellion of the Men of Iron, or any other tidbits of humanity actually kicking ass?
In one ear and out the other.
Incredible. I honestly thought I'd hit the greasy fucking bottom of this shithole when you told me of the Inquisition's activities, but I'm just now realizing that I'm only scratching the surface of this frozen ocean of ineptitude. It's almost as if nobody wants to hear about how our people weren't the be-all and all of civilization in this cesspit of a galaxy.
Yeah, funny that, isn't it?
Right, this is something that I shall now unfuck post-haste. Magnus, fetch some parchment.
Oh, okay, quick question. So, they don't have any records, I get that. Did they burn them? Was it intentionally destroyed? Or was it just lost to time? Or just over the centuries, information was lost? Kind of how, like, you know, the Library of Alexander burned to the ground. I don't think it was, like, intentionally done. Could be wrong, I don't know my history. All of those? So it was just a combination of all of those. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, because it would make sense that the Imperium wouldn't want people to know of, like, yeah, no, we weren't always the fucking best. Makes sense. It does. That tracks on what the Imperium would totally want to do. I mean, we lose info just due to not writing one down. Yeah, but like, we have the internet right now. Everything's everywhere. You just have to sort through it, right? So in the future, everything's gonna be on there somewhere, right? Oh, I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see in the next, couple thousand years, but we'll see. We'll see.
And do what you do best. Take notes.
Do not worry, I always have paper with me.
What a fucking nerd you are. Anyway, I want you
I
to
like
write down
him.
everything I am about to tell you, and when I'm done, rewrite the whole damn thing as a grand historical document. Then I want you to start covering it in holy seals and shit, and then throw it into a pile of dirt for a while, so it gets that shitty old paper look. That'll make stupid people think it's inherently trustworthy. Oh, and shiny britches?
Yes, my lord?
When Magnus finishes his chicken scratchings, I then want you to take this document to the scribes, have it proofed to make sure he doesn't sneak in any mimetic chaos bullshit, then have it mass-produced and distributed all across the galaxy to all people of authority. I don't care if you literally need to ram it down their fucking throats, just make sure they read that shit and understand it. No spam box filter shall stop my glorious wisdom this time.
Yes, my lord.
This time.
Gather around, children.
What does he mean this
for it is
time?
grand story time. Cue visuals. In the beginning, there was nothing. The nothingest nothing that has ever not existed. The nothing just kinda sat about and unexisted, not bothered by any such thing as existence or reality. There may have been some bits of heat energy floating about,
Oh.
but that shit doesn't count. Eventually, however, this frigid, lonely expanse of plot hole level nothing got sick of being nothing and decided to get a job. So all the energy bits sucked themselves into a ball smaller than the level of progress made since I was put on this over-glorified Porto Potty lighthouse.
The Big Bang is gonna
Then
happen.
The energy exploded with the force of something that you'd compare giant fucking explosions to. There has never been, and never will be, an explosion as big as this one. It was so big that it's literally still happening right now.
Wait, what caused the heat to compress and explode like that?
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, no, nobody knows. Dark matter, it could have been anything. I love the Big Bang because when people say, oh, the Big Bang happened, it's more accurate, if I'm not mistaken, it's more accurate to say that the Big Bang is happening. Like, the Big Bang is just an expanse. It's just expanding and going forever. It might crunch in on itself. We don't know. But I love the science of like the Big Bang and everything like that, because just all the matter, all of the stuff is out there, and then some stuff formed back together. And it's also possible that the Big Bang had to happen multiple times before it happened the way that we now have life, because there are theories that matter and antimatter were equal in most of the occurrences, canceling each other out or something like that. It goes over my head mostly. But it is theorized that it is possible that the Big Bang had to happen a couple of times before we got the universe that we currently have.
Dark matter, plane walkers, precursors, a bunch of geeks with nothing better to do making a badass fictional universe for the purpose of inevitably selling inordinately expensive plastic miniatures? It could have been anything. So after the mega-splosion, atoms started to take form from the massive amounts of energy that floated around, and these atoms started recombining, collapsing, and forming themselves into elements, molecules, and compounds. These substances, unlike energy, had mass and decided to get closer to each other because now this new thing called gravity applied to them, because that's just what fucking happened. Fuck this boring comic shit, let's get to the good stuff.
Yeah!
As matter formed into big lumps, these lumps became celestial formations. Stars, planets, nebulas, asteroids, comets. Eventually, due to conservation of energy and some weird chemical reactions, life eventually formed on these lumps of space scrap.
And we still don't know why.
The first life.
Okay, I'm going to nerd out for just a second. So we still don't know how life is created, because even the theories that we have today of, it's the different components of life that were on the planet in the cosmic soup, and then maybe, honestly, like some theories are like lightning strikes from the primordial Earth that was, happening tons and tons of times, striking the ocean with all of the cosmic soup of of matter that is conducive to life, and thermal vents. Just eventually, it just happened, and then boom, there was life. It just happened. But then the counter to that theory is, okay, if that happened, all of those components are still here on Earth. Why don't we see any new life? Like any new, very small single cell life form? Why isn't it happened again? Why do we still have everything that descended from one common ancestry? And then the scientists go, maybe it is, and we just haven't found it. Maybe it does, but it gets outcompeted immediately. Maybe it's just really, 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 really unlikely. Maybe there are extra conditions we don't know, and we just have no idea. It's people are like, it is the hardest question to answer. One of the hardest questions ever to answer. So yeah, even after hearing about the orphan Haldorad experiment, I'm not even sure how could you have life? Yeah, we have no idea how life would form. We know the components. We just don't know how you smash those components together to be like, boom, look, life. Look at it go.
That came about was a race of beings that became known as the Old Ones. The reason for this nickname is that they were the ultimate rulers of reality and evolution, and they were really fucking old, go figure. These
Who would've
beings are
guessed?
the shitty, neglectful grandparents of all that is life. They evolved so damn hard that they eventually became spiritual entities, discovering the so-called realm of souls. As a side note, as you can see, they looked something like big, fat amphibians before
Yeah.
they evolved into beings of pure power. So that's a lot of progress for a bunch of giant hyper-intelligent toadmen. Come to think of it, that sounds a lot like the administratum.
Incomprehensibly powerful for almost no reason.
Toadman, you rose in a typewriter with a fucking mouth. Anyway, they then decided to create other species for shits and giggles. Some said that they created all life after themselves, but I'm not so sure on that one.
Yeah, that seems
Perhaps
unlikely.
they helped push the boat out, but they certainly didn't fucking build it.
So these old ones didn't create humanity.
That's what I just said, you hollow-headed ninny. Most life evolved in one way or another, and anyone who doesn't accept that is probably really drunk.
Lorgar is going to have fun with this.
Continuing on. Next to arrive were a bunch of floozy fucking milksops that you would recognize as the Eldar. Due to the fact that
Oh my
early
god,
in their
fucking
evolution,
elves.
they reproduced
Fucking
like
elves.
space rabbits, they actually ended up becoming the dominant race in the galaxy. The Odones were more like spread out singularities of imbalanced min-max hanging around here and there. But neither race really cared for each other, so they coexisted peacefully.
Yeah, fuck's elves. I hate elves. Elves are my least favorite fantasy race. Aren't there space dwarves? I thought someone mentioned space dwarves at one point. Where are the 40k space dwarves? When do they get introduced into this story? Because I want to hear about them. I don't care about these pointy-eared pricks. Okay, I want the space dwarves.
One spreading like a pointy-eared plague, while the other pooped out orangutans, more frogmen, and races with unpronounceable names. But then came the Necron tier.
They're called
Wait.
squats. Oh.
That sounds familiar.
Strap yourselves to something, because here comes the most obvious plot twist of the fucking century. The Necrontier were salty assholes because they had evolved on a shitty, radiation-blasted planet. They built underground cities that seriously looked like depressing tombs because their life sucked so much that they would rather wait out their own death than do much else. After years of being
Mood.
subservient to their animosity, like an entire race of entitled middle-aged people, they became envious of both the Oldone's incredible powers and the Eldar's massive galaxy-spanning girth. Of course, they were little more than an irritating bunch of self-pitying tearjerkers to such powerful races. Eventually, however, the spite of the Necrontier became so mighty that they started hating all life in the galaxy, even themselves, and decided to start murdering literally everything.
Did they listen to My
However,
Chemical
they soon
Romance?
realized that manually making sure every single grass straw on a planet was dead was really fucking tedious, so they started snooping around for something to make into a super weapon. That led to them finding a weird bunch of gas orbiting the super radioactive star that had turned their planet into the empire of atomic bombia. They suddenly noticed that the gas was feeding on the very energy of the star. It turned out that the gas was alive, but not in the same sense as other life forms. It had evolved in a whole different way, and was technically even older than the old ones.
What?
Of course, all it actually did was eat radiation and, be what is basically celestial fart gas. But of course, these assy Necrondards just had to fuck with this peaceful, sun-eating anomaly. They proceeded to collect as many of these weird sentient gas clouds as they could find and forged bodies of living metal for them because
Wait. Okay, so those things eat radiation and they live on an irradiated planet? Hypothetically, couldn't they have, used them to clean up the planet? Couldn't they use those to be like, hey, maybe these things can be used to be like the vacuum cleaners of the radiation on our planet? Or maybe the radiation is coming from the star. They orbit stars and eat star juice? Yeah, but they brought them down to their planet, it looks like, and just be like, here, get rid of the radiation from our planet, and then maybe We can be better. The star creates the radiation. Well, maybe invent, I don't know, a radiation shield. Invent an umbrella. Put an umbrella on the planet and block out all the radiation. You know, I'm a big thinker, okay? These Necrons, they are like, life sucks. While I'm over here trying to improve their lives. I've got the big brain, while these guys are just being edgy teenagers with their chemical romance. Yeah, just you make some super sunscreen. I'm betting if they do, they just eat up the planet with or without Necrons. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. You got to train them first. You have to domesticate the fart gases. That's what you have to do first.
What isn't that the first idea that comes to your mind as well? They used the gas's own radiation-eating abilities to lure the dormant consciousnesses of them into the bodies they had made via the use of a bridge of starlight, or some pretentious shit like that.
What?
So after eons of peacefully orbiting stars and eating radiation, these beings, which knew no other need than to drift around and consume, were suddenly given incredibly powerful physical forms and hypercomputerized synthetic brains.
Oh, that's gonna go
All
great.
the knowledge the Necron hearts had collectively acquired. As you can guess, this went swimmingly for everyone involved.
Wait, I think I can guess who these guys are now.
Congratulations.
These gas entities, they became the C'tan, and the Necrons here became the Necrons?
Give this man a PhD because that's some serious brain power for a giant armored potato chip. But yes,
He is not a
these
potato
beings,
chip,
in
he's
their
a banana.
fancy new bodies with their big new brains were named the C'tan by the Necron and were worshipped as gods. The C'tan weren't nice though. They absorbed.
Wait, they made their god? Okay, I thought I already learned about the C'tan. Maybe I forgot or this went over my head. They invented their own gods, their Custodes. That seems weird. How can you worship something as a god when you literally made it? I mean, you can be like, oh yeah, you can lead us. Sure, but being like, oh, you're our god. You literally know where they came from. You literally know, like, no, we created you, not the other way around. That seems very odd. Oh, the Bricky video was a little less informative and more joking. Oh, okay. I still like this video. Very good.
Into a race of living, murderous machines who mindlessly serve them. They also ate most of the Necron tier's souls while they were at it, because they were ungrateful assholes like that. That's also when these mounds of fluid dickery discovered that souls were far more appealing than space radiation. I guess souls have more nutrition or something. So the C'tan started looking back through the extensive memories of the Necron tier, now renamed Necrons for some reason, and saw that the old ones had the biggest, tastiest souls of them all, and decided that it would be a good idea to eat them. When the C'tan came gnawing at the old one's front door, the old ones of course decided to punch the shit out of them with their minds, like all grandparents do. But that's when they noticed that their psychic powers were useless against both them and the Necrons, because they had no souls of their own. This started a massive galaxy-wide massacre of the old ones that went so far that they nearly became
Yeah,
extinct.
take that,
I
boomers.
guess you could say that the old ones got their life towed away from them.
Boo.
Seriously though,
Boo.
that's awful.
Well, I guess the Necrons here got what they wanted in the end.
Not quite. See, some of the old ones survived, and they decided that the only way to stop this imminent galactic doom is to fuck up in an equally as awful manner as the Necron tier. Thus, they created a new race, one which could fight the soulless Necrons for them, a race with strange reality-bending powers fueled by crowd mentality and...
This is where the Orks come isn't it? This is where we get DACA, right? Or the precursor to the DACA people, the Orks. My favorite race. Like, no joke. If I play the tabletop, I am going to use Orks. I love that it's just fucking randomness. I love them. They are perfect. If anything bad ever happens to them, I will kill everyone in this room and then myself. I just love the fact that, like, everyone hates the universe or the galaxy that they're in because it's just endless war and everything sucks. While the Orks are over there going like, this is fucking awesome, man. Look at all the fun war. Look at all the fun fighting. They love it. I love it. Oh, they're so good. I love them. I love them.
Instead of souls. A race that knew and desired only war and destruction.
Yep, paint them purple and they're sneaky. Have you ever seen a purple orc? I didn't think so.
A race that became known then as the Krorks, or as
Oh,
we
the
know them
Krorks.
today, the Orks, because shortening names is a thing.
What?
Greenskins?
There's a plot twist you didn't see coming. The orcs were actually important all along. So yeah, while the orcs were fighting the Necrons, the Eldar were shitting their collective frilly panties because they knew that they were next on the menu. So they decided to salvage as much of the old one's tech as they could and fuse it with their own. Believe it or not, the Webboy was actually a creation of the old ones, but the Eldar nicked off with the designs, like the thieving bastards they are. That said, by combining Webway technology and the power of the Realm of Souls, they created a new type of material to combat the living metal of the Necrons called Wraithbone. The Wraith constructs were sent into battle alongside the Orks to fight back the Necrons. Turns out that while the C'tan were immune to psychic powers, it seemed as they couldn't handle being Wraithboned.
Oh my
From
god.
the moment I heard the name come up, I knew you'd say that.
Why aren't you the smartest kid on the fucking block?
Of course I am.
No wonder you were bullied by your brothers.
No,
Aww.
that's just uncalled for.
Aww.
Just when things started to go
I
down
like
the
the
drain
art.
for the C'tan, things got even worse for them, as one particular asshole among them, known as the Deceiver, good friends with the Eldar Laughing God, brought together the most edgy C'tan he could possibly find, creatures with names that only the most lonely of people could come up with, such as the Nightbringer, the Void on the outsider. The Deceiver then said to his fellow celestial gas canisters,
All the other C'tan are weak and being killed off. We should eat them before they die so their powers won't be wasted.
Thus, the C'tan started in fight and began to eat each other, while also being destroyed by the Orks and the Eldar.
Oh, they're so
because
sad.
that is clearly what an intelligent life form would do.
You know what they're thinking? You know what they're thinking now, the C'tan? They're like, man, I kind of wish we were just still space gas eating stardust. It was a simpler life before we had all this intelligence and ambition. This sucks. I was happier being a fart cloud. I was happier than... The Orks are 12-meter tall orc with higher intelligence? Oh, shit.
So much destruction was caused in this, the First Great War, that the
Welcome
C'tan
back, Sentinel.
suddenly realized they were expending more energy than they were absorbing, and would run out of power if they kept this up. All according to plan, Shago Rat
All
said
according
as
to
he laughed
Kinkaku.
away the night with the Deceiver.
Killing all of your allies in the middle of a giant war was apparently a bad idea. Who would have fucking thought?
Plus, they simply decided to retreat back to the Tomb Worlds with their Necron armies to wait for the universe to become plump, juicy, and unprepared again.
It would seem that at some point during that time, the Necrons must have regained some consciousness and taken revenge against the C'tan for screwing them over.
So I have been led to believe...
Although, to be honest, it kind of sounds like they deserved what happened to them. That's what you get for being a filthy Xeno, after all.
With that giant clusterfuck out of the way, you'd think things would get better. But nope. This giant war had left the universe a complete fucking mess. The old ones were near extinct. The Eldar were still scared shitless, and worst of all, the Orks, with no Necrons left to fight, turned on their creators since the old ones had forgotten to install a fucking off switch. Fortunately, they could be held at bay due to having no technology of their own. That said, something worse than Necrons was on the horizon. You see, all the souls who were eaten, and all those who died in the battles created a major imbalance in the realm of souls. This imbalance within the outer realm corrupted and twisted it with all the ill will, fears, and general lack of...
Oh, this is where the chaos gods come in, right?
Nightmarish spiritual entities started to emerge from the darkness of the realm, like a giant galactic panic attack. It was at this point that the first demons emerged, and the realm of souls was given a new name.
The warp! That all makes sense.
Yup.
It does.
Not only did that war fuck up the universe, but it fucked up the outer realms of the universe too. Compared to that war, this 10,000-year-old conflict that started when fucking Horus decided to be a bad boy is barely a blip on the radar. Puts things into context, doesn't it?
I suddenly feel small, and I don't know how to feel about that.
You'll get used to it. Besides, you're shorter than most of your brothers anyhow.
That's
Is that true?
entirely my choice, and you know it.
Wait, what? Wait, is he really the shortest or one of the shortest? And is it really his choice? Can he expand his dong? Wait, are we talking about dick size or are we talking about actual size? Magnus can control his height through psychic powers? Dude, so dude, what a Chad move. What a Chad move. He decided, no, I'm going to be a short king. I will be the shorter one of my brothers, and that's entirely my choice. He makes himself second tallest on purpose? Oh. But compared to Madness to Rogel or Vulcan? Oh. The only one taller is Vulcan? Oh, damn. Dude, I'd make myself like look normal size. And then when I get into combat, I just go like Giga mode. I go like the transformation for Power Rangers after they defeat the villain for the first time. And then he goes big mode. I would do that. I'd be like, oh, they got me. And then I get super big and I'm like, you thought?
But where were we, humanity, during all of this?
We were all busy evolving from primates into tribal cavemen, picking our noses, and fornicating in the ways that primitive beings do. But not for long. You see, warp storms caused by this huge war fucked the galaxy over. And additionally, demonic predators of the warp finished off most
Is that a
if not all,
giant
of the remaining old
squid?
ones. It's like some complete asswipe suddenly invaded an old folks' home, demolished all their belongings, and subjected all old people to summary executions. And then another completely unrelated group came along and did the exact same thing all over again. The Eldar, realizing their own incredible fragility, decided fuck it. Literally. And so they did. Constantly. So much so that they repopulated the galaxy again, became the dominant species once more, and ruined their own reproductive cycle to the point of near non-functionality. I mean, I know you lose it if you don't use it, but if you use it fucking constantly, it's gonna get worn out and shrivel up.
Okay, I know that expression, use it or lose it, is that I only heard of it as a joke while growing up. And apparently people actually believed it maybe before I was born, where people was like, no, if you don't have sex, like your dick falls off or your dick just won't work. So you need to have sex as soon as possible once you start learning about it, or your dick won't work. Do people still believe that? Yeah. That's where you lose it or use it or lose it. Yeah. Now, while that doesn't apply to your penis, it does apply to your brain. So if you don't use certain, some parts of your brain, if you don't exercise your brain, it does start to not be as useful. That's why you always need to, do mental practice and learn and, just do, problem solving now and then and whatnot, just to exercise your brain, because that can happen. But I don't know about the other stuff. Hey, welcome, Mercury. Welcome. Oh yeah, give Mercury a shout out. Everyone go follow Mercury. She's a wonderful VTuber, and she has a wonderful model and a wonderful personality. The brain just gets rid of stuff it doesn't use. Exactly, Glosspan. Exactly, Glosspan. I can support that statement. 4 years of constant depression, and I can certainly say my mind is not what it used to be. It is a thing. It is a thing. But I hope you get through it, Metal Fan. I hope you get through it, Metal Fan. Oh, Mercury, no. Everyone do that. Everyone go follow. Everyone do it. She's wonderful.
It's at this point that the idiot says what species emerged.
The what?
I am absolutely hilarious, even after all these millennia.
Oh,
I still don't get it.
So, actual humans finally started coming forth out of the evolutionary fuckfest at this point, and a handful of them gained psychic powers similar to that of other species carrying souls around. These early-day psychers called themselves shamans, and they were totally super badass, guiding humanity by learning about the ways of nature and the universe's history, through the power of the realm of souls and probably some shrooms. However, when the doddering demon douches accompanied with an entire gang of horribly unnecessary creatures like enslavers and psychnoia and started to show
They're
up,
Pokemon.
the shamans started to be horribly killed off in spasmodastic manners. So of course, the shamans decided they needed to put their heads together to solve the problem. So they did. Again, literally. By combining their very souls, psychic powers, knowledge, and strength through ritualistic...
Oh, sorry, yeah, those aren't Pokemon, those are
In
pals.
the blink of an eye, something that had taken the old ones an entire species worth of evolution to do. They all became a single living being of spiritual energy and power. In short, they created me.
What? That's how it happened? Do that again. Do that again.
Being of spiritual energy and power. In short, they created me.
So that's, oh my god, why is this the first time I'm hearing of this? Is that canon? Wait, how have I not heard about that as being like the creation? I always heard of just the Emperor's been around. For like, he's just been around. Like, no, like he's been big historical figures and he hasn't been someone trying to take control up until, when 40K or the 30th millennia or 30th millennia, 30K. Well, how is this like the first time I'm hearing of that? It's one of those theories. Oh, not sure if it's canon, but it's one of the main theories. I like that theory. It makes sense. It makes sense. I like that. I like that. Also, one more time. One more time. I think that's my favorite moment out of the entire series. Oh, I love that. What are some other theories? Tell me down in the comments below any other theories that people have on where the Emperor came from, because I would love to hear them, because if this is the main one, that means that there are other theories, and I'd love to hear them. But man, I enjoyed this episode a lot. I love the little edutainment ones. It was well animated. I love the art style. It was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. But, you know, I think we're going to be ending it here. Leave any other recommendations for series down below. Also, you know, come by the stream if you want. Maybe join the Discord. But, you know, if you want. And until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day. Goodbye now.